Hey, how y'all doing? This is Mongo Slade, and today we're going to do a short dedication to Jonathan Huber, A.K.A. Mr. Brodie Lee, A.K.A. Luke Harper of the Wyatt family. I am floored to hear of the passing of John Huber, who and it was difficult to put into words how you feel. So the first thing I want to say is condolences to his family. He has small children whom he loved dearly, and it has been absolutely destructive to my emotions to see all of the content that the guy used to wear socks with his son's face on it. That that's so tremendous. Like, that's fatherhood on a different level, man. Like, when you got all how much he loved his family is the true measure of what a man is how do you take care of those who are around you and those who rely on you, those who are dependent upon you. It is your truest measure, not whether you are super talented or not. It is how you treat other people. That is the honest, that is the honest truth, you know. And for me, I want to say, give my condolences to his family, his wife, and his children. I am horrified that this is what, Christmas is going to become now, and to be honest, that is horrible stuff to put people through. It's very, very difficult. It's going to be very, very hard. And, I hope that one day, maybe not one day soon, it's not going to be anytime soon, that they can come to grips with, Christmas is without your dad, birthdays without your dad. That's a lot to ask a child to go through. It's very difficult to do that. So before I talk about his career, I just wanted to, again, for the third time, say my full condolences to his family and his friends, who I see that there are so plentiful. There are so many friends. And I thank them. I thank Big E because he is posting all of these cool stories about him and Brodie Lee just hanging out, sitting down watching football and mixed martial arts. And I'm saying, where he and Brodie Lee went to Wale Mania with Big E, and Leo Rush was there too. And these guys are just posting these pictures and letting us in to see the parts of the business we don't usually see, to see the parts of their lives that we don't usually see. I thoroughly appreciate that because they don't have to do that. You could just post your condolences and be legitimate and move on. But to let the fans in to show how much, how close the community is tremendous. The story about what they call him, Brodie Lee Jr., pinning Kenny Omega to win the AEW World Title in a dark match was tremendous. That was tremendous stuff. I love that stuff. That shows you what wrestling should be about, man. Oh, like, we talk too much about, we are adults, like, we don't look at wrestlers as superheroes, let alone our dads, you know. So for children who, these guys are their heroes. Some of them are their dads. We have to remember that. We have to go back into that understanding. And sure, in 2 or 3 days, we may go back to, okay, everything is normal. Now we're going back to dissing these guys because Raw is on Monday. So we got to. But ultimately, like, that's completely different from the relationship that they have with each other and the relationship that they have with their families. And that stuff should be celebrated. That should be celebrated fully, and it should be kept pure, without any snark, without any bullshit. It should be kept pure. And I appreciate Brodie Lee for everything that he did, for every drop of sweat and blood he took into the wrestling business. Thank you, and I appreciate you. And so now let's talk about his career, because I didn't see Brodie Lee on the Independents. I don't follow the Independents that closely. I just don't have the time. So my introduction to Brodie Lee was through the Wyatt family, and seeing that, this character that they put together, Luke Harper. Well, he was never given a backstory, which I think that there was so much that was untapped with Luke Harper. Like, but that's like something the old WWF would have did. The old WWE would have did, went into the backstory of each individual member of the Wyatt family, and why are they there, and what are they doing. But what we get with Luke Harper is Southern Psycho, Southern Gothic. Like there is something sinister about some of these. I guess I hate to call them swamp folks, but it is, like the dirty, dingy tank top, the loose beard that's just like wild and unkempt. Same thing with the hair, but the eyes were the winner. Like the eyes, the look of Luke Harper is a winning look. It was tremendous. The eyes, how like they were dark, and when they were on, they were empty. It was tremendous stuff, man. It was tremendous stuff. I thoroughly enjoyed Luke Harper. I thoroughly enjoyed the Wyatt family in general. I thought they were tremendous. The Wyatt family's feud with the Shield, of course, it's next level stuff. The Wyatt family and the Shield could have been like the Joker and Batman. He could have gone forever with that. Also thoroughly enjoyed the Wyatt family with the ECW originals, the Dudleys and Tommy Dreamer, the Wyatt family and the New Day. All of that stuff is absolutely tremendous, and I thoroughly enjoyed all of it. I thought it was fun. I thought he was the best worker of the group, as far as in between the ropes, being able to actually perform and sell and tell a story physically, even though the character was kind of emotionless. Like Luke Harper was never one to show a lot of emotion, to get too excited. He was always very subdued, very almost like a volcano, where there was like always something simmering beneath the skin. There was always something ready to break out, ready to bubble up. And he was for a long time he was the hatchet man of the group. That Luke Harper got his hands on you, something bad might happen. And so I thoroughly enjoyed that part of his career when he was as a founding member of the Wyatt family. That was tremendous stuff. His solo material was good too, when he was the Intercontinental Champion, when the feud with Randy Orton over Bray Wyatt, and that stuff had tremendous potential. It had so much potential. I don't feel like it quite lived up to the potential, but it had so much potential. And I thoroughly enjoyed his match with Randy Orton. I did. I loved his matches with Dolph Ziggler. I think his solo run had a chance. I just think that maybe it was just, cut short for whatever reason. And he had a history of injuries. Now things slowing him down. And that was unfortunate. And, the Bludgeon Brothers. I did enjoy the Bludgeon Brothers. I thought the Bludgeon Brothers were cool. It was an attempt to freshen up these two characters. And I think that it could have worked. I think that the look and the presentation was there, and unfortunately it was the injuries that set it behind it. And the Bludgeon Brothers were kind of it for him. After the Bludgeon Brothers, there was not much left for him to do in WWE. So he kind of floundered for, I don't know, maybe a year or so before he finally got released and went to All Elite Wrestling. Now, again, I believe in being as respectful to Jonathan Huber as I possibly can. I did not enjoy Mr. Brodie Lee. I didn't like it, because I think that there were things about him that they were not properly utilizing. And I believe told these things before in my critiques of the character, that at first it came across like he was a parody of Vince McMahon. I thought that was the wrong direction. I was thinking more Luke Harper as the cult leader, more than him being some pseudo businessman, pseudo cult. It was just weird. And some of his performances weren't. All of his performances weren't bad. Some of his performances were actually quite good. I liked the dog collar match with Cody. I thought that match was pretty good. I actually watched it more than once. So, that's something. And I hate that it was his last run. You know, I hate that that's what his career ended on, because it had barely gotten started. You know, like I can say I didn't like Mr. Brodie Lee, but I understand that it was less than a year old. You know, it takes time for these things to blossom, these things to grow. And he had the potential, it was there. It just needed to be nurtured. It just needed to, you know, come up. And it never really felt like it did. But I thank him, you know, in the attempts to put smiles on faces, food on the table for his family. That's what the business is about, not, you know, snarky idiots online. You know, that's not what it's about. It's about going out there, busting your ass, all of the years of hard work that he had put into the wrestling business was finally beginning to pay off financially, if nothing else. Maybe it could have been a creatively bankrupt, it could have been, you know, non-talented, whatever. It was finally starting to pay off for him financially. He's take care of them children that he loves so much, and I 100% will appreciate all of the goodwill and the good efforts that Jonathan Huber put towards the wrestling business. I thank him, and one more time I want to wish condolences to his family, especially his children. And, you know, thank you guys for listening. Thank you for watching this video, taking the time out to care about my opinion on this thing. Please feel free to hit me with some thoughts of your own in the comment section below. Like this video, and I'll talk to you guys later.